Senate Bill 23. Imagine this. Imagine you're a senior homeowner on a fixed income. Your school property tax bill keeps climbing, even though your paycheck does not. Senate Bill 23 steps in and lowers that bill by giving you a much needed tax break. But the school down the street still needs the same amount of money to keep the lights on. What the bill says it does? Senate Bill 23 increases the school property tax exemption for elderly and disabled homeowners, lowering their property tax bill. It also says the state will help school districts make up for the money they lose. What it actually does. This means elderly and disabled homeowners pay less in school property taxes, while school districts lose part of their local tax base. The state takes on the responsibility of replacing that lost money, shifting control and risk from local communities to the state budget. Who benefits? Elderly and disabled homeowners, real estate and builder groups that support lower visible property taxes, and politicians who can campaign on immediate tax relief. Who pays the price? School districts that become more dependent on state funding, local communities that lose control over stable local school revenue, and taxpayers statewide if the state cannot keep up with the long term costs. Why it matters. Schools rely on predictable local funding to plan teachers, classrooms, and services. When local taxes are cut without a permanent funding source, schools are forced to trust future lawmakers to keep their promises. If the state budget tightens, that risk lands on classrooms, not on the people who got the tax break. Questions to ask your lawmakers. How will the state guarantee school funding if future budgets fall short of these promises? Why make the tax cut permanent without locking in a permanent funding source for schools? And would you support a regular review or safeguard to make sure schools are not harmed long term? Bottom line, Senate Bill 23 lowers property taxes today, but it shifts long term risk and control over school funding away from local communities and onto an already stretched state budget.